Ester synthesis requires the use of concentrated reagents for the reactions to proceed. Therefore, it is essential that the quantities of the reagents used in the reactions are kept to a minimum. It is presumed that grade 12 students have the necessary skills to work safely with concentrated solutions. However, the teacher should always employ his or her discretion and personal knowledge when deciding whether or not a particular group of students is ready to work with concentrated solutions. This lab is one option to fulfill the requirements of Curriculum Expectation SCH4U B2.4 as well as SCH4C C2.7 and the Scientific Investigation Skills A1.4 A1.5. Teachers should consult the relevant MSDS sheets before considering this investigation. Prior to beginning the investigation, teachers are reminded to discuss fire safety procedures with their students, including the location and use of the fire extinguisher, any potential dangers associated with this activity, and the need to carefully follow the instructions and example of the teacher. While planning a lab, the teacher must consider the toxicity and flammability of all reagents and the products they form. Methanol is the most toxic and flammable substance employed in this lab. Acids need to be stored in a location separate from flammable alcohols, in a cabinet specifically designed for acid storage. As with all labs involving organic compounds, there is a risk of combustion. The possibility of unintentional combustion needs to be considered in labs with organic compounds, especially volatile ones. This may be caused by ignition sources brought by students or static discharge of running electronic equipment. Students must be made fully aware of the risks posed by an open flame in labs with volatile combustible compounds, and any electronics in the room not necessary for the lab should be turned off. The classroom should be well ventilated, and equipment necessary for emergency response should be present and easily accessible. To mitigate the risks of working with concentrated solutions, the volumes used in ester synthesis labs must be kept to a minimum. 1 gram of salicylic acid, 1 milliliter of methanol, and 3 drops of sulfuric acid. The students performing the lab should stand so that they can quickly and easily step away from the bench, avoiding spilt reagents or burns. The temperature of the water bath must be kept below the boiling point of all the reagents. In this case, the methanol has the lowest boiling point of 64.7 degrees Celsius. A test tube holder is used instead of clamping the test tube in place so that the reactants can be quickly removed from the water bath if there are any signs of boiling. Ester synthesis is a relatively slow process, even with the addition of an acid catalyst. You can expect the reaction to take anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. To more easily detect the small quantities of ester produced, water can be added to sequester the water-soluble carboxylic acid and methanol. In scientific investigations, the proper way of smelling a gas is to use the technique of wafting, as shown, to avoid inhaling the gas.